What's going on, everybody? It's Justin from Stand and Bang, and UFC Fortaleza just ended last night. I'm gonna be breaking down some fights on that card. Amazing fights, some good fights that went to the decision. I think 4 fights went to the decision. A lot of finishes. So let's get right into it. The first fight I want to talk about is Thiago Alves versus Max Griffin. This one I predicted wrong in my video. This one kind of surprised me. It's a very good back and forth fight. The first round though, Max Griffin was getting the better of Alves, even dropping him very hard, and but the second round, where it was a very fire fight. If you watch the second round, man, it was back and forth, but mostly Thiago Alves just playing it on Griffith against the fence. Alves he was looking like his old self, before you saw it. He was just throwing haymakers, doing some nice leg kicks too to set it up, and it really came down to the third round, because for sure Max Griffin won the first round, and for sure Alves won the second round. Now, the judges gave it to Alves by split decision, and yeah, it was a definitely close fight, but I seen some people on, Instagram and stuff saying that they think Max Griffin got robbed. So, if, a lot of people think Max Griffin won, but, I don't know, the third round was very close. That's where it was hard to judge. I think Thiago Alves just did enough to win, but maybe that's just a little favoritism since he's like an old-timer, and it's cool to see him get a win. A very good win, where he had to rally back from adversity, and it was cool seeing him put on Max Griffin. He was throwing some real good combos. Almost looked like he was gonna get him out of there in the second round for a couple of seconds. Very good fight though. Thiago Alves pulls it off by split decision. Next fight I want to talk about is Marcus Perez versus Anthony Hernandez. Man, this is one that I was very looking forward to, and I'm just very disappointed the way it went. It was a very good fight though. I was just rooting for Anthony Hernandez. I believed he was going to get it done. But like I said in my breakdown video, they threw Anthony Hernandez to Marcus Perez, who's no joke, former LFA champion. So he's no pushover. And you can see in this fight where it was a very good fight. The first round, Anthony Hernandez was doing his thing. He was landing some real good combos. Kind of like how I said in my prediction video, where he puts them against the cage and he just pressures them and then throws some good combos. And that was working for Hernandez. And then in the second round, I believe like in the first 30 seconds or something, Perez goes for a brutal body kick, and you could just see it hurt Hernandez really bad. He hurled over, but he recovered a little bit, and then there was like a little scramble, and then he ends up getting hit with some shots on the floor, and then he stands up and he ends up getting caught in a anaconda choke. He gets snapped to the ground, and Perez finishes, and Hernandez has to tap out, and I believe he goes unconscious after he tapped. When they let go of the choke, it looked like he went out. So man, very tough fight for Hernandez. Not the way he wanted to make his name known for his first fight in the UFC. It was a very good fight though, but man, disappointing. Hernandez didn't pull it off. I really wanted Fluffy to get the win, but good win for Perez. Definitely good win. Got to finish. So good job for Perez. On to the next fight I want to talk about, which was, it had the potential to be a fight of the night, but it just ended so quickly. Johnny Walker versus Justin Ledet. Holy crap, you could watch the full fight on Instagram. It was that quick. It was literally 15 seconds, and it was just 15 seconds of let's say a minute of just friggin', because like the first 30 seconds were all Johnny Walker dancing before the fight started. Dude, Johnny Walker was looking like he was at a disco or something before the fight started. He was just dancing, even with the cut man when he was getting the Vaseline put on him. He was all doing some hip dance, and it was hella funny. And then as soon as the bell rang for the first round, he just got all serious, and he, like I said, 15 seconds, that's all the fight took, and he I believe he did like a oblique kick, measured him up, bow, did a hook kick, and he kind of left himself in a position to get hit. And the guy, what's his name, Justin Ledet, went to go counter off that hook kick because Johnny Walker was in an exposed position. But Johnny Walker was smart with it. Since he was in that exposed position, he spun with it and then spun around for a spinning back fist and caught Justin Ledet clean. And you can see when Justin Ledet hit the floor, he was pretty much out of it because he just stayed still looking at the ground for a second. And then you can see he got his wits about him and he rolled over. But and then Johnny Walker, man, he goes for this soccer kick. Good thing he didn't land that soccer kick, because that would have been a disqualification, and that would have ruined the amazing win that he got. Because if you watch that replay, man, that soccer kick was super close to landing. Good job on the ref that the ref didn't call it, because, you know, if another ref heated moment would have called like, oh, that's illegal, and then you would have seen the replay where it really didn't land. And it's so yep, the ref did the right decision not calling it. He watched closely, made sure that it didn't land, and Johnny Walker just goes for the finishing punches, while Justin Ledet's all crowed up, man. Johnny Walker was just going for these brutal ground and pounds, man. He was loading up so much, and I think he caught him with three or four punches before the ref waved it off. And Johnny Walker does like his fight celebration, man. He does like 50 flips. The worm, he even busted out the worm. The crowd was going crazy and shit. It was funny. And man, Johnny Walker is crazy athletic, man. Like I said in my prediction video, he just has that confidence with his striking. Like, you know what I mean? First thing, pretty much the first strike he throws, oblique kick and then hook kick. Like, what? That's confidence in your striking. That's the first thing you're gonna start off with. You know what I mean? He barely got he got the measurement with the oblique kick, and then bowed through the hook kick, and then spinning back fist. Like, what? Those are your first three strikes of the fight? Oblique kick, spinning back fist, and hook kick. That's crazy. That's some shit you play throwing a UFC 3 when you don't know how to play. When you spam buttons, man. Johnny Walker is super athletic, man. This is awesome for light heavyweight division, because there's not a lot of people besides that guy Dominic Reyes coming up. He's a very interesting prospect, but besides that, the Dominic Reyes and now Johnny Walker making their names known. Man, Johnny Walker is definitely up and coming prospect, man. If they wanna build him up quick, I could see a fight maybe with him and John Blachowicz. That would be a good fight to get him in the top 10, top 5, because I believe John Blachowicz is ranked number 5. I could be wrong, but that's a really good fight for him, because I believe he could win, and it's against a top 10 opponent, so that'll be a very good fight for Johnny Walker to break into the top 10 rankings. But man, Johnny Walker gets it done in 15 seconds by spinning back fist, followed by some brutal ground and pound. Insane. Incredible. Super athletic, man. On to the next fight, which this fight was definitely fight of the night, no doubt. Charles Oliveira versus David Tamra. This was an amazing fight. A little surprising on David Tamer's part. It looked like he got drawn out of his game, maybe, because usually Tamer's the one that's always super accurate and doesn't throw himself, overthrow his punches and everything. Everything he throws is with precision and accuracy. And in this fight, like, I think it was the shit talking of Oliveira. I believe in the first round when Oliveira was talking a lot of shit, and actually Oliveira ends up getting dropped in the first round while he was talking shit. Like, literally right after he was bumping his gums, David Tamer drops him, but Oliveira recovers, and I don't think he would have recovered if it was in featherweight, like I said in my prediction video. Like I said, where he's in lightweight, he has the heart, and he has he tries to recover, and he still tries to stay in the fight, you know what I mean? But you see enough when he goes to featherweight, he doesn't have that same heart, it seems like. But yeah, he recovers from getting dropped, and it was actually kind of funny though, because he was literally just talking shit right before he gets dropped, and but he recovers, man, and he ends up putting the pressure on David Tamer, and Tamer's backed up against the cage, and Oliveira's just landing some really good strikes at the distance, and then he'll step in with some hooks. And then what really changed the moment of the fight was in the second round, where Charles Oliveira catches him with an upward elbow, kind of like how Cerrone throws it. It was very beautiful. I never really seen Oliveira throw that elbow, but it was nice. Upward elbow, boom, cracks Tamer, rocks him, and you can see that I thought the fight was gonna be called there, because Tamer turns his back completely and had his back against the cage, and had his back to Oliveira. And usually when you see a fighter turn their back completely, like the ref stops the fight. But Oliveira just takes advantage of that, catches him with some hooks, and then it could have been stopped there. Oliveira could have got a TKO, no doubt, but Oliveira just latches up a choke, and you know what I mean. He latches up a anaconda choke, I believe, either anaconda choke or a Darce choke. But he locks it up and he gets the tap. He gets the submission win. I predict he was gonna get a submission win, but I didn't predict the fight being this back and forth. It was crazy. Definitely fight of the night. It was a war. Had everything with the grappling, the awesome striking. Had knockdowns. It had the shit talking. Very good fight. I didn't expect it to be that much of a barn burner, but yep, it was a very good fight. Oliveira breaks his own record again for most submission wins, and this time with a anaconda choke. I think he got it standing up. Yeah, he got it standing up and his snatched David Tamra to the ground and finished it on the ground. Very nice. Very good win for Oliveira. On to the next fight, which is Damian Maia versus Lyman Good. What can you say about this fight? My prediction was pretty much right, except I didn't expect Maia really to get him down that quick. I thought Lyman Good would stuff some takedowns more, and then eventually after Maia constantly going for the takedowns, he would get him down. But no, in the first round, I believe first or second takedown Maia goes for, he gets Lyman Good down, takes his back, and then actually, Lyman Good was doing a good job defending the choke, but then, you know, Maia, if he has your back, he's going to find a way to choke you out, and that's what happened. He ends up getting a choke. It was more, not fully under the neck, it was on kind of like crushing the chin, also crushing the neck, and gets the tap in the first round. Very good win for Maia, especially since he's 41 years old, you know, still doing his shit against Lyman Good, who's a really up-and-coming dude in welterweight division with crazy knockout power. So, very good win for Damian Maia. Very impressive too that he did it that quick. Cause like in my prediction video, I said he would eventually get him down after after Lyman Good defending some takedowns, but nope, he got it. I believe first takedown he went for. So, very good fight. Very good win for Damian Maia. On to the next fight, which is Jose Aldo versus Renato Moicano. This was an amazing fight too. Another one that I predicted right. Jose Aldo was just, man, he just utilized all the stuff I said he should do. His speed, his leg kicks. The leg kicks were there when he did throw them. He didn't throw too many, but when he did throw them, they completely whipped and lifted up the leg of Moicano. And like I said in my prediction video, the body shots, and man, did Aldo destroy the body, especially when he had Moicano hurt in the second round against the cage. Man, did he destroy the body of Moicano. But the story of the fight was this: Jose Aldo having really good head movement and drawing out the counters on Moicano and having a very good pull counters. You know how Jose Aldo has that crazy pull counter? Well, he utilized it very good in this fight, and he just drawn out all the counters of Moicano and ends up catching him with a beautiful left hook to the head, I believe, and that's where the avalanche started in the second round. And Jose Aldo just notices that Moicano's hurt, and that's where he just takes advantage, freaking hooks to the body, amazing hooks to the body. You could see Aldo was working that body crazy, and eventually he just gets the TKO. Oliveira didn't even, not Oliveira, Moicano, my bad. Moicano didn't even really go down when they called the fight off. Moicano was still standing up, but he was just a punching bag. He was just taking so much punches. Jose Aldo, man, he looked like his same old self. He looks almost even better than his old self, because his old self, he would gain a lot of decision wins. But look at this, there's two crazy finishes back to back. And I believe the big X factor was, like I said in my prediction video, this was a 3-rounder. Jose Aldo didn't have to prepare and worry about going the possibility of going 5 rounds. And even the commentators made that, they talked about that before the fight started, how this is a 3-rounder for Aldo, and it's going to benefit Aldo, because Aldo's going to come out like, just come out crazy, because he doesn't have to go the full 5. And man, Aldo just destroyed Moicano. Moicano's tough as hell though for not really going down, taking all those body shots too. Other fighters would have curled over from those body shots. Those body shots were super vicious. But Aldo was just better with the head movement, man. The leg kicks, the speed was obvious. The speed advantage was very obvious. And, man, he just put work on Cano. Very good fight. I think Jose Aldo, you know, you can't. It's hard to give him a title shot because like how he lost to Max Holloway back-to-back twice. So you know what I mean. It's kind of hard to sell that. But if Max Holloway goes up to lightweight and gives up his featherweight belt, and whoever gets, you know what I mean, maybe the Jose Aldo and somebody will fight for the vacant belt, then that can happen because Jose Aldo has definitely put himself as, you know, the #1 contender. Because yeah, he definitely needs to fight for the belt, or at least somebody at the very top, like that guy that just beat Chad Mendes, Volkanovski. That would be a very good fight. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to make the fight against Max Holloway again. But if Max Holloway does go up in weight and gives up the belt, I can see Aldo fighting for the belt pretty soon. Very good fight though. Good fight for good win for Aldo. And I've even posted a video on my Instagram after the fight, man. Aldo jumped over the cage and jumped into the crowd, and it was hella funny. Just the way, because it looked like he looked like Khabib when Khabib jumped into the crowd against Dylan Dennis. But obviously Aldo was just very excited and wanted to share that moment with his fans and friends and family. But it was kind of funny because the angle does look like, if you didn't know the context of what happened, it does look like Aldo got all angry and jumped into the crowd. It was funny. I'm actually watching it right now, giving me a chuckle. I seen a post, somebody reposted that, and it was all like, Jose Aldo does the Khabib challenge. It's just funny. Go check out my Instagram. I have the video up. But very good win for Jose Aldo, and that leads us to the main event, which was Raphael Assuncao versus Marlon Moraes. Very quick fight, actually surprising, you know what I mean, a little bit. Like I said, my prediction, if Marlon wins, I believe it's very quick and devastating knockout. And then I said if Assuncao wins, it's going to be, you know, by decision or later as Assuncao picks up and Marlon slows down. But man, Marlon looked like on fire. He cracked Assuncao with two beautiful right hands. The first one wobbled him, and the second one put Assuncao down, and Assuncao looked kind of out of him, man. And Marlon gets into Assuncao's guard, and I'm like kind of screaming at the TV like, "Get up, Marlon! You're late on recovery," because you know you don't want somebody like Assuncao to recover. Somebody that's a veteran that could get back into the fight very quickly. So I'm like, oh man, he's letting him recover. This is bad. But he ends up cracking him with some elbows, and it was good. He starts messing him up again, and then while Assuncao tries to get up, I believe Marlon locks up a guillotine, and then ends up rolling, getting a scramble, and finishes it like how Luke Rockhold finished Bisping with that one-arm guillotine and top mount. It was beautiful. Made Assuncao tap out. Very surprising. I didn't predict or see that coming, seeing Marlon tapping out Assuncao. But that's what we want to see, because, you know, Marlon's been knocking out everybody. You'd want to see, you know, if he has a ground game to go to, and he to tap out somebody like Assuncao, especially with a one, I don't believe it was one arm. Was it one arm? But with the guillotine, it doesn't matter. It was amazing. Very good win for Marlon Moraes. Man, you gotta make him fight TJ Dillashaw, right? But then, like, if TJ Dillashaw didn't have the whole like rematch up in the air with Henry Cejudo, for sure Marlon would be the #1 contender. But since that whole fight's, you know, up in the air, like the whole bantamweight division's kind of like on hiatus, because like if it wasn't for that, for sure Marlon Moraes would be fighting Dillashaw for the belt. And I don't know, man, after the way Marlon's on a hot streak right now, I could definitely see Marlon giving Dillashaw some problems. Because Marlon Moraes is looking like a killer, the way he's finishing people left and right. Marlon Moraes is definitely next in line for the title shot. It just all depends on what happens with TJ Dillashaw and Henry Cejudo. All comes down to that. But, man, very good win from Moraes. Main event, home country. And to get a finish very quick too. Very good win for him. I seen an interview with I forgot who was interviewing. Dan Hardy, I believe, was interviewing Moraes after the fight on like the ESPN after show, and Moraes was saying that he actually was feeling sick leading into this fight. So props to Moraes for not pulling out, because he said he was thinking about pulling out, but Frankie Edgar talked him into staying into the fight because the fight's not until Saturday, and he was feeling sick on like Wednesday. So shout out to Frankie Edgar for keeping the fight on, because he convinced Moraes to stay into the fight. But alright, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Very good fight night. UFC Fortaleza Assuncao versus Moraes 2. We have some very good finishes, very good prospects making their name known, like Johnny Walker. Man, some very good back and forth fights, like Charles Oliveira and the David Tamer fight. And then we got some legends still putting it on, like Jose Aldo finishing Cano in the second round. And then we get Moraes gain a first round finish, devastating submission. Very good fights. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. You're a real one. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and be on the lookout for the next video. Alright, later guys. Peace out.